Hey there, second grade. This is Mr. Campbell. Today, we are going to be working on page 235. And today, we are working on Chapter 4, Lesson 3, which is regroup a 10 as ones. All right, so we are on page 235. You can go ahead and find that right now. And I'm going to go ahead and start off our lesson today, taking a look at some of our cubes that help us out when we're doing some of our problems. So if you've got cubes, you are welcome to work with me. If not, then you can just go ahead and watch as I'm working on my board here today. So I'm going to go ahead and show a subtraction problem, all right? So if we've got a subtraction problem, something like 9 minus 3 equals, all right? If I have 9 minus 3, well, if I'm using my cubes, here are my 9 cubes, all right? I've got 3 rows of 3, and so that's 9. So when I'm taking away, minus means taking away, so I'm going to take 3 of them. So here's 1, 2, 3, all right? I took those away, and now I want to say what is left. So my answer is going to be what is left. So when I move that over there, how many are here? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 would be my difference. 9 minus 3 equals 6. And we've worked on these problems many, many times before, but we're going to keep working on that today. But now we're going to throw in a new wrinkle. All right, here's our new wrinkle. I'm going to turn my board, and let's take a look at the next problem that I have. What would happen if I had 12 minus 3? 12 minus 3. Well, if I go ahead and take a look, what would that look like? I'm going to go ahead and put my straight. And we know that our straight is worth 10. There are 10 little cubes on here. And then I need 2 more, 1 and 2. All right. So now I'm going to take away my 3. So I take away 1, 2. Uh-oh. I can't take 1 away from this because it's all connected and together. But I need to take 1 more because I've only taken away 2. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to break this straight into a 10 cubes instead. All right, so I'm going to take my straight here. I'm going to get rid of it. And instead, I'm going to put out 10 of my ones. So before we were regrouping, and when we regrouped, we had to take our ones, and whenever we could make it into a 10, we had to turn it into a straight. Well, now we're going the other way. Sometimes we don't have enough ones to take away. So I have to add some more. So here I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But now I can take 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I can say, what do I have left? I started with my 12. I took 3 away, and I'm left with 3, 6, 9 is going to be my answer. And that's exactly what we're going to be working on today, as we are working to regroup a 10 as 1. And all that means is we're taking a straight like this, and instead of it still being a straight just like that, we're going to break it into 10 smaller ones. It's worth the exact same. When I put these together, you're going to see here in just a moment, when I line it up, they are the exact same size. But one of them is a 10, and one of them are 10 ones. I can't break this apart at all, but this I can take pieces away from. So that's what we're going to be working today as we get started. Not on page 235. That's where we are getting going. That's our introduction, but we're going to turn to the very next page on page 236.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn over to page 236. Now today we are going to be using base 10 blocks as we're working together. If you've got base 10 blocks, then you can go ahead and use those with me. If you don't worry. We will be going over this problem using our whiteboards as well, just to help us out. So we're going to get started first, though, using our base 10 blocks. If you don't have them, you can just follow along with me. We're going to go ahead and get started with our guided practice, which says find 24 minus 8. All right, step 1 says to use the base 10 blocks to show 24. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. So that way I can show you I've got 2 straights. So might need to zoom out even more. There we go. So I've got 2 straights here. So I have 10 and 20. There we go. That's a little better. So I've got 10 and 20 plus 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we've got 24. 2 10s, 4 1s. Now it says to subtract the 1s. Well, when I subtract the 1s, I need to take away 8. Can I do that? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do that. So when I bring these back over, I need more 1s to be able to take away. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to take my 10 straight, and I'm going to break it apart. Right now, it's hard. Right? It's a solid straight. So I'm going to take it away, and instead, I'm going to use 10 1s. So I'm going to bring my 10 1s over here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I can also show that this is 10 because it lines up right next to my 10 straight. All right. So I've got my 10 1s now, and I still have those 4 1s. Here they showed that to you. They took a 10 straight and broke it apart into 10 1s. All right. Now that we've done that, now we can subtract those 8 away. All right. So I've got my 10, and then I've got my 14 1s, and I need to take away 8. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I took away those 8. And when I did that, now I'm going to say, well, how many do I have left? Well, I still have 1 10 straight, but I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 1s. And you can write that part in with me, 6 1s and 1 10, which comes out to be 16. So this is how I can solve these problems. All right. Now, if you didn't have your base 10 blocks, we can draw those pictures in, which is what we're going to do on our next problem. So let's go ahead and check out down below. We're going to look at number 1. I'm going to zoom in on number 1. It does say to use your workmat 6 and use your base 10 blocks. But if you don't have that, that's okay. Because what we're going to do is use our whiteboard and whiteboard marker, or piece of paper and pencil. So when I get started, I'm going to show the number that I'm starting with. So that means I've got 1, and then I have 3 straights, because straights are worth 10. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 31. Now it says minus 4. Well, if I minus 4, I've only got 1 that I can take away. Well, that doesn't help me. So I need to regroup. I need to take away one of my 10s and break it apart. So did I need to regroup? Yes, I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase one of my 10s, and instead I'm going to draw 10 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 10 1s. Now let's take away our 4. So I'm going to cross them off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I started with 31. I regrouped one of my 10 into 10 1s. And now I can count up how many 1s I have left. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in my 1s place is going to be a 7. And how many 10s do I have? 1, 2. So 27. 31 minus 4 equals 27. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at my next one. I'm going to use my whiteboard again to show this once more. I start off with my larger number, so I need to show 27. So that means I need 7 1s. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I need 2 in my 10s plate, so 2 straights. So here's 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And I double check because if I don't start with the right number, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to answer this question. So I have 27 and I want to take away 5. Let's see if I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was I able to take away those 5? I was. So do I need to regroup and take away one of these 10 straights? No, I don't. I had enough 1s to take it away. Sometimes this will happen. We don't always start by taking away one of the 10 straights. I always have to see if I can take it away first. Well, now I can just count up what I have left. So how many 1s do I have? Well, I've got 1, 2. So I need a 2 in my 1s place. And how many 10s do I have? 1, 2. There's 2 10s and 2 1s. So my answer is 22. 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next page.
All right, we're going to start on page 237. So go ahead and get there right now. And on page 237, I'm going to have you do number 3 and number 4. I'm going to have you just do those two problems, number 3 and number 4, on your own. And then we're going to go over them so you can check in and see how you're doing. All right, so pause your video right now and do problem number 3 and do problem number 4 on your own. And then we'll come back together and go over those. So pause right now to go over those two problems. All right, I hope you paused to do number 3 and 4. If not, pause your video right now because we're going to go over these problems together, number 3 and number 4. All right, I'm going to start off with number 3. Number 3 says I have 46 minus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my 1. So I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in my tens place, I have a 4. So I need 4 straights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if I have 46, it's asking me to subtract 2. So if I subtract 2, I'm going to take away 1, 2. Well, I'm done. Did I need to regroup? No, I did not. What is the difference between these? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left in my ones place, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 10. So my answer here was 44. Well, that was a pretty easy one because I didn't have to regroup on that. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4 and see if we get lucky again or if we got to do a little bit more challenging one. Well, let's take a look. It says 35 minus 9. Well, let's start with that 35. So 35, I've got 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got 3 in my tens. So 1, 2, 3. It's asking me to take away 9. So if I take away 9, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no more ones for me to take away, which means, I hope you guessed it, we've got to regroup. So let me put my 5 back on here, and I'm going to go ahead and erase a 10, and I'm going to draw 10 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I took my straight away, and I broke it into 10 ones. I already had 5 ones. I added 10 more to it. So now I can subtract my 9. Well, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I stop at 9 because that's what it wanted me to take away. Did I need to regroup? Yes, I had to take one of my straights and turn it into 10 ones. Now I can write my difference. Well, how many ones do I have left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my ones place. And how many tens do I have? 1, 2 in my tens place. So my answer is 26. This is how we're going to be solving these 2-digit subtraction problems. We have to figure out if we need to regroup. Not every single one will. And then we can find the difference. We need to take one of those straights and turn it into 10 ones to solve that problem. Well, I'm going to have you go ahead and work on the rest of this independent practice page. All right, so I want you to do number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on your own. And then we will go ahead and check in tomorrow on those problems. So right now, go ahead and get started on page 237. You can go ahead and get started on the problems 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on page 237. Thanks for working hard with me today, and we'll see you tomorrow.